Imagine having a fortune so vast that gold is as worthless as pebbles, and a single financial decision could shake the global economy. Throughout history, there have been monarchs whose wealth transcended mere numbers, so colossal that no ledger could ever quantify it. These rulers didn't just amass power through armies and conquest. They could quite literally crush their enemies under the sheer weight of their wealth. Some had fortunes that, even when adjusted for modern inflation, make today's billionaires, Elon Musk, Jeff Bezos, and the rest of the world's financial elite, look like mere pocket change hoarders in comparison. So, who were these legendary rulers with mind-blowing fortunes? Let's uncover the richest kings in history, those whose wealth defined empires, shaped economies, and, in some cases, even destabilized entire regions. First on our list is Emperor Augustus Caesar, the most powerful ruler of ancient Rome. He reigned from 27 BC to 14 AD, and his wealth was nothing short of legendary. At his peak, Augustus owned Egypt as part of his personal assets, alongside an immeasurable amount of gold, silver, precious stones, and priceless works of art. According to historian Ian Morris, his fortune accounted for 1/5 of the entire Roman Empire's economy, equivalent to $4.6 trillion in today's money. Some estimates suggest that Augustus's empire alone contributed 25 to 30% of the global economy at the time. His wealth came not just from conquests and governance, but also from his inheritance from Julius Caesar, his adoptive father, and one of the richest men of his era. The immense power Augustus held over Rome allowed him to manipulate resources on an unprecedented scale, cementing his place as one of history's wealthiest rulers. 2. King Solomon, a fortune so vast it made silver worthless. Next, we have King Solomon, the third monarch of ancient Israel, best known for his wisdom and the mythical story of his control over 72 demons. Solomon reigned for nearly 40 years, from 970 BC to 931 BC, and his wealth was staggering. Historical records suggest that he received an annual tribute of 25 tons of gold, valued at over $40 billion today. Instead of hoarding it, Solomon had 500 ceremonial shields cast from pure gold, showcasing his extravagant wealth. Beyond this, Solomon's reserves were estimated to be worth $2.2 trillion in today's market value, with 4,000 stables, a fleet of chariots, and an army of 12,000 horsemen. His fortune was so immense that silver became as common as gravel, with rulers from across the world seeking his counsel, paying enormous sums just to receive his wisdom. Historians believe that a significant portion of his wealth came from copper mines in the Timna Valley, modern-day Israel. These mines, some of the largest of their time, contributed heavily to his kingdom's affluence. 3. Mansa Musa, the king who bankrupted an entire region. Moving forward in time, we arrive at Mansa Musa, the ruler of the Mali Empire from 1312 to 1337. His wealth was so incomprehensible that historians often call him the richest person in human history. Estimates place his fortune at over $900 billion, nearly 4 times the combined net worth of Elon Musk and Jeff Bezos. But what made Mansa Musa truly unique was his generosity, or rather, his excessive spending. During his famous pilgrimage to Mecca, Musa traveled with 60,000 attendants, 12,000 slaves, and 80 camels loaded with gold dust, each carrying between 22 to 136 kilograms of pure gold. Along the way, he handed out so much gold to the poor and spent so lavishly in Egypt that he caused inflation for 12 years, devaluing gold and destabilizing the entire Middle Eastern economy, a financial disaster estimated at $1.5 billion in losses. Mali's immense gold and salt resources were the source of Musa's astronomical wealth. At its peak in the 14th century, the empire controlled nearly half of the world's gold supply. 4th Emperor Akbar Thraim, the ruler of a quarter of the world's economy. Another economic powerhouse was Emperor Akbar V, the third ruler of India's Mughal Empire, from 1556 to 1605. Considered one of India's greatest emperors, Akbar controlled one of the wealthiest empires in history. Historians estimate that Akbar's wealth accounted for 1/4 of the global GDP at the time. If measured in today's terms, this would amount to trillions of dollars. Akbar used his fortune to fund grand palaces, majestic fortresses, and luxurious royal courts. His architectural projects included the Agra Fort and Fatehpur Sikri, which remain historical landmarks today. His immense wealth came from natural resource exploitation, taxation reforms, and military conquests, allowing him to accumulate vast treasures of gold, silver, and diamonds. Fifth Emperor Shenzong of Song, the economic powerhouse of China. Heading to China, we encounter Emperor Shenzong of Song, who reigned from 1067 to 1085. The Song dynasty was one of the most economically dominant periods in Chinese history. According to economist Ronald A. Edwards, the Song dynasty contributed 25 to 35% of the world's total economy during its golden age. In terms of wealth, Shenzong controlled an empire rich in gold, silver, diamonds, and precious stones. Historical records suggest his treasure vault contained 1,000 tons of gold, worth $300 million today, 100,000 tons of silver, over $3 billion, and millions of precious gems. The emperor also funded lavish construction projects, including the Grand Palace and Wanfu Palace, which cost hundreds of millions in today's value. His vast wealth came from technological advancements, tax reforms, and economic policies that were centuries ahead of Europe at the time. Sixth, King Maha Vajiralongkorn, Thailand's billionaire monarch. In modern times, one of the wealthiest reigning monarchs is King Maha Vajiralongkorn of Thailand. Following his father's passing in 2016, Vajiralongkorn inherited a staggering fortune, with assets now exceeding $43 billion. His wealth primarily comes from his 23% stake in Siam Commercial Bank and 33% ownership of Siam Cement Group, Thailand's largest industrial conglomerate. Beyond stocks and gold, Vajiralongkorn owns the world's largest multifaceted diamond, valued at $12 million, along with an extravagant royal crown, adorned with precious stones from India. 7. Sultan Hassanal Bolkiah, the Golden King of Brunei. Last but certainly not least, we have Sultan Hassanal Bolkiah of Brunei, who has ruled since 1967. Bolkiah's gold-plated lifestyle is legendary. His Istana Nurul Iman Palace is literally covered in gold, featuring 1,788 rooms, 257 bedrooms, and a 5,000-seat assembly hall. His car collection, the largest in the world, includes gold-plated Rolls-Royces, while his private Boeing 747, worth $400 million, has been customized with solid gold and Lalique crystal interiors. His estimated $28 billion fortune solidifies his status as one of the wealthiest modern rulers. These rulers weren't just powerful. They were the ultimate super-rich elites of their time, with fortunes beyond imagination. Their wealth not only shaped history, but in some cases, changed the course of economies, politics, and even entire civilizations. While this list is based on historical estimates and available records, there may be even more kings with untold riches. If you know of a monarch who deserves a spot on this list, leave a comment below.